I'll buy some Starlink. Fuck it. SpaceX. There, we did it. I'm officially invested.
I'd rather punch myself in the groin than
Could tank.
participate with that guy.
I have a
God.
Starlink hat I bought in Florida a few years ago.
It's June 12th, 2026. Welcome to AI for the Normal Guy. I am Philly Baralaza, joined as always by Shane Spencer and Lauren Winsler. This week we're unpacking a massive slate, and we're going to talk about SpaceX, Mythos, and anything else that seems to be hot in the last week that comes up. Should we do SpaceX?
Vis-a-vis the fact that is SpaceX now like an AI company that launches rockets, and will they just, as a public company, can they continue to, try to
Blow shit up
populate Mars? I mean, if the vision really is supposed to make the species interplanetary, or
Stop it.
or are we talking
Stop
about
it.
Data centers on Mars.
Don't even
Or are we
talk about it
putting
like it's a
data
serious
centers
subject.
So, but I think it's a plausible idea that even before SpaceX was talking about it, there was a company that was, and I forget the name, so I can go look it up. I feel like it was like a YC startup or something like that, saying that we're going to put data centers in space. So
Right.
It's not like an original idea.
Nobody's going to be living on Mars. I don't want to say ever, but
Probably
I'll
not
say-
in our lifetime.
I'll say ever.
No, I thought they're sending people to Mars and like.
I'm not
less than
saying
10
we don't
years.
visit, but I'm saying people like,
We're
well,
gonna leave Matt Damon there.
they will finish their lives there. Put it that way. Somebody will, but like colonizing Mars is not a thing.
You gotta do a different planet.
Our habitat is actually Earth,
Okay.
Okay.
like
Right.
humans' habitat for our bodies. Like when you go into space, weird things happen.
Yeah.
We'll evolve.
Like all your like for I think it's half of people, all their fingernails
Yeah, but that's no habitat.
immediately fall off.
You gotta do something.
So
We don't know what 1/3 gravity is going to do to the human body, not to mention the fact that like it's a shitty place to live.
So if SpaceX makes a lot of money,
Yes.
throwing these, I mean, have you ever been out in the wilderness when you see one of those, like, it's
Oh, you can see 'em
very
being launched.
bizarre thing. You're like, oh my God, it's an alien invasion. But you can see them when you're out in the wilderness without city lights and so forth. And it's a bizarre sight to see. It's hard to catch on a camera, so you won't find.
When we were kids,
Videos about
I
it on
remember
YouTube,
being a fifth grader or whatever. We used to lay out in sleeping bags in the backyard in Glen Ellen and try to find satellites. Yeah.
But
It's in the 70s.
So they're launching all these satellites and so forth. So what's to say they can't launch bigger satellites with bigger solar panels and batteries? And
I thought we were talking about Mars.
I'm talking about data centers in space that solve the cooling problem and solve the electricity problem.
We were talking about Mars, man.
Mars is like a side quest now.
It's not even. It's not.
So-
I'm just saying it's not a thing. I'm tired of hearing smart people tell
Okay.
dumb people it's a thing. When
So
it's not a thing.
we need to get to super intelligence. We need the AIs, and that we need the data centers in space. And
Who wants super intelligence?
well, that's how we get to Mars. The super intelligence will
Think of the end game.
upload your consciousness into a chip and shoot it to Mars, and then
That'd be cool.
I don't
But
know.
then wouldn't we just do a group consciousness at that point?
Like
ping it over
you're thinking too linearly. How do we get to Mars based on what we know right now? But once the super intelligence is here, it'll
We'll know more.
we'll know.
That's what I mean.
To kind of explain something, and this has kind of evolved to be my role, I think maybe on the show, is why.
Why? Haven't you seen all those
Why?
movies they made like 20 years ago, like Deep Impact and the asteroid hits the Earth, or
Mhm.
what all that?
Yeah.
So when the asteroid comes to hit the Earth and we become like the dinosaurs, we will have launched
Yeah.
Elon's ancestors to Mars that will save the species. So
I'm going to call bullshit on that right now.
okay,
Because we have a better chance, and I think the project was called DART, deflecting anomalous. Anyways, it was a
No.
project where they launched a super speed projectile at one of the asteroids in the
Redirected
asteroid
an
belt.
asteroid.
Move that motherfucker.
I'm waiting for the novel ideas and the new tech to actually be discovered. Can AI actually do that? Can AI create some real new tech
Something new.
discoveries? That's the big step. Is Mythos doing it on the back end that we don't get to see?
Well, you can't ask it about biology and chemistry. So
That's why, because they're using it to get all the biology and chemistry stuff done in the bigger places. Yeah, it gets shuts you down if you ask it. It's like, no, you can't ask about that.
It's about fucking time something shuts somebody down.
Dude.
Instead of saying, well, right now, the original safeguards were so mealy mouthed, kind of because they didn't want people to stop interacting with the AI.
Mhm.
Right. That was the whole point of the early warnings was like, instead of saying like, go touch grass,
Yeah.
the AI would like just try to divert you and keep you talking. It's like a hostage negotiator.
Okay. I like it. Are we recording? Did we do that already?
No, we haven't
We
actually
haven't even had
officially
that. We should
started,
start.
but it's recording.
Oh, okay. You haven't done the intro. Why?
Right.
I gotta expect the intro.
we should talk about the SpaceX IPO
Fable
vis-a-vis
5. SpaceX is having the single largest IPO for an American company in history. And it's interesting because it's a space company that has, I guess, would it be fair to say 3 components? There's the rocket component, the Starlink component, and then the AI component, which Lauren being the big Grok fan at the table, that Lauren thinks that Grok is so good that they're selling all their
Rock is so bad.
they're selling all their what do we call it? Compute power.
Grok is like a reference implementation. It's like to the AI companies, like we trained this model in this data center to show you the data center can do the data center type things.
Now, come
And
use our
that's a reference implementation for OpenAI and Anthropic to be like, look, we didn't just plug all this hardware in. We actually did something with it.
supposed to all bring the assignment was to bring in something that's actually done.
I started a LinkedIn series called AI for Mankind, and I'm only just doing deeper research into it. But I think that whoever mentioned the Every Cure was a really cool project where a guy who was like on his deathbed like multiple times with an uncurable condition, basically, or no known way to cure it, decided to take things into his own hands and started getting copious amounts of like prescription medication data and using AI to cross them with each other. And he started a fund, got millions of dollars in seed funding, and saved his own life. He's been.
I'm not sure that was the AI piece. I thought he'd actually just done the research on his own, but the idea is to use AI to speed up that process.
That's where he got his funding later. And now they're finding all different kinds of use cases or expected use cases for
right. The idea being that there's thousands of medicines already on the market that can treat thousands of diseases. We just haven't connected which should go to what.
Yeah, I think that's a good initiative. And maybe he didn't start with AI on it, but it was the model that he's going for.
What do you got, Lauren? The AI, the best thing it's done to date, like a tangible, like a real thing that AI has done. Because I'm going to win.
You're going to what?
My wildfire thing's going to win.
I think, I mean, to pick one thing,
come on. Seriously, guys. This should not be that hard. We were talking about the trillions that have been invested, just the data centers being built, the entire shift in cultural and business and everything else. And we can't go like, AI saved this guy's life.
I think there's kind of like a thing to understand about AI is that like probably the best thing to come out of AI is not a single thing, but like it's
AI itself.
It's recursive self-improvement.
This is horseshit.
Okay, the realization of recursive self-improvement. In other words, the AI builds the next AI, builds the next AI, builds the next AI. So I can't identify like one thing that came out in that chain of events that, that's the thing that's the best. But the realization of recursive self-improvement across all areas, coding.
So you're saying it can't be measured.
I didn't say it couldn't be measured. I'm
Okay.
just saying that you're saying what's the best thing to come out of it is like the fact
Just a real
that
world example. Like
that
AI
is it. That is
saved the city of Pasadena $2 million because it found a wasteful program or something.
I'm sure Mythos saved a bunch of
um
people money with all their bugs they found. Maybe did it save more than how much it cost to run to
Like
do
we
all those
no,
scans?
I'm still waiting for somebody to come up and say, AI did this. AI created this diet that helped 1,000 people lose 1,000,000 pounds, or you know what I mean? Like you hear a lot about
It's like
AI told somebody to
it,
like drink
it
Drano to
yeah. Well,
cure their athlete's foot.
it's kind of
You know,
a lot of it's immeasurable in the sense that AI has helped so many people in every aspect of individuals, whether it was mental health, getting through some of that stuff as well, crises of their own right. And I've heard multiple people talk about that, and also the opposite, right?
right?
So, um, and business owners
No,
and
anecdotally,
administrators.
no, but I'm saying anecdotally, we've all heard these things, but I haven't heard like Joe use AI, an AI therapist to solve his,
Yeah.
ED or something.
So we
so
need it. I'm gonna add one. I'm gonna
it,
add 2 cents here. Do I
that
need to make a platform for people to speak their
Yes.
AI wins?
Yes.
Say that
Testimonials.
testimonials. Give me your AI wins. I'll do it as part of my because I a lot of people message me on my LinkedIn. I guess I'm gonna call it like a series for AI for mankind,
Hmm.
and so maybe that'll be a on one of the like the first after the first month. I'll put that out there, a little platform for people to post because people are like this, and not a lot of people have yet and given me many ideas
Right.
yet. They're
I mean, I don't want to gloat, but I seem to remember, and I got to go back and find the tape, but I remember predicting there was going to be some pushback in the summer. It was going to be a summer of like pumping the brakes. And
yeah. Well, a lot of people use their AI extremely recklessly and don't spend it in the right places and make systems that are irrelevant.
yeah,
Um,
they're people.
yeah, exactly. Well, maybe they
Good
need to
God.
hire better people to do the work that they're doing, or maybe they need to like plan it out a little more thoroughly, because there is the big move to bring AI to help you make your systems less computer focused and more headless to where you can manage your business. So I think there's just so many individual cases, and I've been in doing all of these networking events throughout the North Bay and
Hmm.
including in SF as well. And one thing that I've noticed is a lot of people have AI's helped me do this. AI's helped me save 2 hours a day. It's like time saved for individuals is probably the most accurate like best thing you can calculate and help that it's done. Saving individuals
My
like
God, you guys
you.
are too easy.
No, this is like save what is can you not want to get a couple hours back
Check
a
this
day?
out. I'm about to blow your minds.
Oh.
Has AI saved you time, or do you spend more time because of AI?
Me personally, I spend more time, but the people I work with
Winsler's like,
spend
wake up over there.
less time. I've real estate agents I work with. I'll go into that one. I got no real
Don't
estate
get him
agents
started on real
who
estate
work with
agents.
this. Um, construction company guys that I know who are spending way less time. People, I don't have a family. I got cats. I got a fiance, and I've got 4 monitors with a bunch of AI to run. My business is AI. It's of course it's not saving me time. You know, but I'm watching the people that I work with and share those things we make for have more times to spend with their kids, have
I
less
mean,
time to
just
build estimates. And
being kind of the human nature person, when we save time, we tend to use that time not in a necessarily positive way, but to do more of the thing we were already doing.
yeah, that's like a them problem, not a me
I know.
problem. They should find a way to enjoy the time they free. And
Winslow, you're spending less time computing, right? With the AI now?
what I mean, what was the quanta? I don't understand the question.
So
I I'm still trying
AI
to
is
figure out how
making
to.
us more efficient, but those efficiencies are getting spent in pursuit of using more AI.
Well, you get
Like,
more.
does AI save you time?
You act like the amount of things to do in the world is a zero sum, and as soon as
Not
you
at
finish
all.
your to-do list, you just sit down, right? And, "Oh, AI helped me finish my task." What's happened is the task list has grown, so it's no longer like a zero list of things, and then when I hit the end, I'm like, "Okay, great. Now I take
Right.
Fridays off from now because of AI," right?
Right.
In reality, you're like, "Oh my gosh, I can do so much more, so let's make a bigger list of things to do." So, I
So
don't think
AI
I do
makes
not
your list of things to do bigger.
so my individually, maybe doing something takes way less time instead of, like, 2 weeks, it takes 30 minutes. But now I'm like, "What could I do with my entire 24 hours if I can do 9 months worth of work in
Right.
2 weeks," right? And it feels it has this feeling like it's gonna go away, right? I don't
Mm,
know if people I feel like the gravy train is gonna stop at some point and, like,
yeah.
it's gonna be
Somebody's going to
suddenly
take it
more
away.
expensive, right? I mean, the conventional wisdom last summer was that AI computing would continue to get cheaper and cheaper and cheaper, right?
Hasn't happened yet.
And, I mean, things have gotten better and they've stayed the same price,
I would
right?
say
Or
that
the spend has gotten higher too.
although I guess you're right. Here's part of it is it has gotten cheaper. We just don't see it because we want to use the newest model. But if we go back and use like, certain previous
Yeah.
models, you can run those for nothing.
Yep.
I mean, and now, I mean, I got friends running some of the, you know, super um, uh, powerful
Who the hell
local
wants to use an
models.
old model?
Exactly. I mean, like local models that cost you absolutely nothing for base tasks. Then, I'm not a big advocate for local models, but I totally get it. And, I've done a little bit of that as well. And so if you're just doing menial things like moving an email over here, doing something minor on your rig automatically, then
Well, there's a lot of, I mean, AI is in everything. Here we are in June of 2026. AI is integrated in everything.
yeah,
I mean, just using Gmail as an example. I don't know what the percentage of people have a Gmail account,
yeah,
but um,
yeah. Siri just woke up too, I heard.
ugh, Siri. Yeah, so it's in everything. Oh, hey, it actually woke up on my laptop. Um, but those models, those aren't even
Mm-mm. Their capabilities are so much
right.
less.
Like
But
I do kind of like the Gemini integration into Gmail when it's like, hey, these are the emails
mhm.
right now you need to deal with, and this is what they're about. So,
Yeah, I mean, I guess there is.
but
That's fair.
the point is, I'm just waiting for Dario or Sam Altman to come out and go, here's this child that AI saved their life because of this. You know, that's all. I mean, we've put a lot of money into it.
I'm sure there needs to be an AI.
You don't like my answer about recursive self-improvement. I
No,
think realizing
that's
that
awful.
I think that, everything is going to be affected by that actually becoming a real thing. It's one thing for the model companies to say, "Well, the next model is 90% written by the old model,"
That's crazy.
but
Yeah.
there's a lot of, like, handcrafting and hand-holding and human intervention still,
Right.
right? So it's sort of weekly recursively self-improvement, whereas at some point you'll be able to tell the model, ship the next, do the same thing we did the last 4 months, but make it better and faster. And it will sit
You see
down and
where this is
figure out
going, right?
recursive
We need a
self-improvement.
we need a better testimonial for people who are actually being saved or whatever it
Well, my
is.
wife's a good example. Like everything she sees and hears, and I'll just say she's a mainstream consumer of information, um, is a lot about how big AI is and how like lucrative it is and how cool it is, and also how doomsday it is and how the grandfather of AI said that AI is going to eat your baby and
Mhm.
um but there's not a lot of actual where rubber meets the road. Like AI did this, right? AI did that. Everything's anecdotal,
No,
like impressions.
go look up AlphaFold.
Tell me about it.
It's protein folding for drug discovery.
And they have discovered what?
New protein structures.
Like they will someday.
No, I think it's a thing now. But
I mean,
the
you see my
FDA doesn't
point, right?
allow a drug that's discovered this year to show up and
Oh, I think they
for a
would.
while. So
I think right now
In
I get
this administration, maybe.
everything's pretty fast and loose right now. Fair or unfair, I think that in particular OpenAI, and then to a lesser extent Anthropic has kind of told government keep your hands off because we need to develop this technology as fast as we can, and we can't spend our time worrying about breaking a few eggs.
Well, I think that I don't know exactly what AlphaFold has contributed yet. I know they've discovered a bunch of other things. Or is it being used in labs and stuff? They're obviously investing copious amounts of money into continuing to understand the proteins and just the human genome and everything like at a level that we've never even had capability to do.
Right.
That's
I
and
mean,
so
we
that
can
will
we
lead to things. It's only been a couple of years, 2, 3 years of really pushing hard. There was that what was that company that cloned the dire wolves or resurrected an endangered species. That they used AI to map the DNA from the I think it was called Colossal.
that sounds
Um,
positive.
yeah, I mean, if they're gonna do mammoths next, that sounds great.
okay,
I want a
you want
mammoth boy.
specificity. He wants actual so liver cancer. There's a drug candidate called CDK20
Yep.
from AlphaFold that took him 30 days to discover.
Is that fast?
Yeah.
Sounds fast.
Unprecedented in
was
speed to
yeah.
compared to
Sounds
typical drug.
20 years
I mean, usually
in 30 days.
you spend hundreds of millions of dollars in studying,
And
researching.
early clinical trials are indicating it's not a thing yet. So it could be a drug.
I don't think it's in clinical trials yet. I don't know the answer to that.
I'm just
People need to take the guardrails
here-
off and just test these things already.
Here's
Driving
my
it.
there's that. There's people out there doing
It's just not.
what do they call it? Body hacking, or what's the term?
Oh, all the massive push for the
There's
Um,
people out there developing their own drugs and
yeah,
injecting them in
They're-
themselves.
there totally is that.
Biohackers. That's what it is. Biohackers.
What is the I know what you're talking about. I've been
Biohacking.
hearing that. That's crazy.
I think they're making viable drugs using this idea now, but it's still early.
I wonder if they're
I'm just
speeding up
saying
past
the
drugs.
spend has been big, right? The
Mhm.
costs in dollars and in energy,
Mhm.
and in pollution has been pretty big to date. Not to mention the fact that you can add in all the AI chatbots that have been interacting with children as adults, and like there's been a price for all this. So I think it's fair to ask, what have we gotten so far? Right? It's not-
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be negative because
Maybe-
I think for me, the single best thing about artificial intelligence as we understand it is it's going to extend the capability of human beings.
Yeah, definitely.
In every aspect. But the problem is that's good and bad,
Sure. I agree. I think
But
I
there's
think I'm not gonna
but there's
shy
a
on
zero
the-
tolerance for anybody like slowing anything down right now.
yeah, I'm not going to shy on the small wins, but we need to start logging them a little more because I mean I see it all the time. Like every week, I go out and network with people who are saving time and feeling like, oh my god, so much less stress because I don't have to go through 300 files manually and do this, or even whatever the case is, and now I can be like, oh, or my it's all these little tiny wins. Oh, my technician is out in the field and he goes, I have to open up this service manual for this appliance, right? And he goes, and it's 150 pages, and I need to find this one bit of information. So now I'm going to spend 5 minutes scrolling, miss it, scroll. But now he's just going to put it into AI and he's going to go keep working on his machine, or he's just going to take a
Right.
breath and be able to, find that info readily brought up to them. So I think every bit of instant like data retrieval, like speedy data retrieval, is it's like top tier, one of the best things, probably the most.
I don't know. It
Um,
was pretty good before. It wasn't awful.
So how about this? Access to advanced problem solving, like access to all humans, right? I mean, Chat GPT is free. Claude is free. You can pay for fancier models, but everybody now, from students to adults
But
to
that's
scientists, can use these models that help them solve problems.
extend their abilities,
So, I
right?
mean, that's the best. That's got to be one of the best achievements. I mean, if Google's original idea was to index the world's information, the next thing would be like put some intelligence on top of it, like help solve problems with the world's information.
oh,
Well,
Walmart's using AI to help scan and predict whether people are going to steal things. So it's helping Walmart save money.
um,
That's a problem they have, and they've
so
solved it using
again,
advanced problem solving.
and I, I don't, I wasn't intending to be the negative person on
No,
everything.
you
Um, but I think these are fair questions, right? So again, going to your point, um, it's a free resource, but it's also a free resource for evil. True or false? I mean, I will say this: the spam ads sneaking through my Gmail filters are getting better.
Yeah, they are. The amount of weird animations that are popping up on the internet now.
I mean, the
X is
question is
terrible.
all are these things worth letting Grok undress people on the street?
I don't know. I haven't heard. I mean, I heard about that, but I don't know if that's the thing that's actually happening.
That's a real thing. They're being sued by several people in real court cases.
And people are definitely. I think.
Like,
Oh, what about all like the celebrities that are having their faces cloned over and over and over again with like Seed Dance and these Chinese video generation models that are putting like there's I mean they're so cool to watch. A lot of them you're like, oh my god, there's like all of the DC and Marvel characters coming together. The actual actors doing like this isn't even, was never even filmed. It's not real.
so like the good guys are getting better, but the bad guys seem to be getting better, fairer
Who
and
are the
fair.
bad guys though? What's the bad things? What are some actual
I'll
bad
say
things besides
some spam farm in Myanmar,
yeah?
stealing credit cards from old people.
Oh, dude, yeah, spam. I would say spam is gonna be cold calling, spam, and, like, all of that. I could see that being bad and being elevated with AI. I'll say AI has helped, elevate other people to make mock businesses that steal more or less steal from traffic from
Right.
other businesses, which is hurting them. So now they have to go and try and push their own businesses further to get get the customers. Like this is a big problem in all the trades fields. I see it, hear about it, is people will go and make a bunch of fake sites, and rate them and like use AI to just go blitzkrieg on SEO and try and push it. Maybe make fake
Cloning.
reviews,
Yeah.
and then they raise up. They get the phone calls. They take those leads and they sell it back to you. Go, oh, I
Mm.
got some work for you. But I mean, companies like Thumbtack and Angie's List have been more or less doing that already for a long
But the
time.
question is, do
But
you think that there's any incentive for self-policing of AI companies? Like, do they care that people are going to make better spam with their products?
mhm. Oh, I
I'm going to
mean,
ask Lauren Windsor directly. Does Anthropic care if people use their free product to steal from other people?
yes.
oh,
And evidence of that would be, and by caring, what I'm talking about is the spend on preventing those kind of problems, right?
I think they care
Saying
if
you
you
care,
are
saying you care is
stealing
not
from other
caring.
people.
Doing things is caring. Saying that you care is not caring. Like doing things to show.
I think they put guardrails and try to steer the product away from being able to be used towards those nefarious goals. Yes. And there's a concept called jailbreaking it, which means that you take the model out of jail and get it to clone, Johnny's voice to call grandma and say, "Hey, send me the money.
I'm in jail in
I'm in
Arizona.
jail," right?
I've seen a lot of mentions about your Apple Watch that
Mhm.
uses AI to parse out your heartbeats and stuff, and
Nice. That's
that is discovered in 4 different occasions, and they're all sourced here
Don't get me
of
started on
people,
the Apple Watch saving lives, but that's
yeah.
more machine learning
It's
than
still AI, so,
AI.
like, whatever. It's part of
The
their
the
plan.
bucket the bucket of AI gets bigger when we need wins.
Absolutely. Um, but there's a lot of people, a lot of notes. I was just looking at,
Yeah.
um, source
Hopefully,
notes about
the
helping
fall
people find
it
stuff.
will not be that hard to find some wins.
Yeah, I really do think I wanna push out, and I got a lot of people in good social circles that would probably share it. So it'd be cool to make a platform for people to log their wins, and, like,
We could do pros and cons, a list.
oh, I can make, like, a clone of the site where
I'm
you click.
kidding. Lauren's like,
No,
I
no,
mean,
just a win, log your
everything
wins.
is AI, though. I mean, like, I found the menu faster, because I looked it up and I didn't have to search around for 20 minutes to figure out how to do something, right? You could literally, like, the list of AI
well,
wins.
let's so
It all depends on people's context.
to
Like,
kind of
somebody might be like, I couldn't figure out how to do this thing to my car. So I asked the AI, right? In my cowork office, there's an office next to me. And I constantly hear them say,
oh my
the
god,
AI said,
this is
the
privilege.
AI said, I asked the AI, and it's a
Well, here's a
business
good
that sells
example.
into education in schools and so forth. But
Here's a good normal guy translation.
the,
Like if you wanted, and bringing up the menu is like a good example, right? If I want meat homes or Swedish meatballs from Stockholm and Petaluma, which are fantastic, by the way. Normally, I would have to look that up on my phone. I would Google the name of the restaurant,
Mhm.
right? I think in a very near agentic future, I can just, hey Siri, I want Stockholm meatballs at 7 p.m. and they come to the house. And all those additional steps of payment, searching on the internet, submitting an order to the restaurant, which would all normally be done by yourself.
Mhm.
That's just going to happen in a black box, and meatballs will show up at your doorstep.
We all normally be done by yourself. It's just gonna happen, Liz. Do you want to create one?
See, there we go.
the ghost in the
Okay,
machine.
I won't.
Did you?
Oh, we should have ordered that.
I was going
It
to
was gonna,
say,
you know,
order
it's
me
a,
a burrito.
it was actually going to do it too. That's funny,
Crazy.
but that's the future, right? The future isn't, and to your point, less screen time. It'll be more just saying
Look, it's gonna be your app, it's gonna be your watch or your au augmented reality glasses with
your Facebook perv glasses.
yeah, exactly. And you're gonna just be
Bless
like
you.
you're gonna be like, "Hey, I'm gonna be home in, like, 15 minutes. Let's make sure that let's order this, let's have this here, boom," and you're just gonna go back to it. Your Jarvis or whatever you wanna call it. If you don't wanna be cliché, you'll come up with a different
You
name.
can't call it Jarvis. Disney will sue you.
Yeah, I
There
know.
was a company called Jarvis, and they got sued.
It's funny. Disney will sue everybody,
Well, size
One of
matters.
the early AI copywriting companies.
dude. It's
Um,
crazy.
so uh, there's a interesting article that was
And then
published.
we'll skip to Mythos because we've kind of gone down.
Skip to Mythos. I'm still talking about AI
Okay.
wins.
Okay, we're looking for
Um,
wins.
so we're in California. California has
The wildfire.
the wildfire
See,
thing.
that's the
So
biggest win I found.
really, so UC San Diego manages all these 1,200 plus cameras that are on mountaintops
Mhm.
and so forth. So how do you like actually monitor that data feed
I
from
think
all
it's
these
called
cameras?
Cal Alert.
Alert, alert, California.
Alert California.
Yeah, I think that was a really cool one.
Yeah.
And then that's another yeah.
And there, so to that point, and this was, thank you for taking my win I was going to bring, Mr. Winsler. But there was an actual instance of a fire starting somewhere, and the algorithmic monitoring detected said fire and called the right people at the right places and it
Okay.
never turned into a thing because basically the algorithm detected the fire,
Prevented.
let people know, and prevented it from expanding. That's a real thing.
So, like, those
Back
are the
back
winds that
back
should
Your
in
be
the
house
day
could have
pushed.
burned down.
back in the day, they had the fire towers, and the dude was there and just
The fire
They
towers.
had
still
to
have those, though, I think, or at least they still have
you
people
can
out in towers.
you
No,
can
that guy's out of a
you
job.
can camp in them,
It
I
should
think.
be.
I camped in a fire tower east of Mount Hood in Oregon once.
Did you see what Jensen Wong said? Well, it's hard to keep up with what he says,
Dude.
but he basically called all the layoffs horse shit.
Yeah, he thinks what? That these layoffs weren't actually happening, or that all
He's saying don't blame AI. They just wanted to lay people off.
I agree. Hard agree.
I agree.
I think that part of that is, like, these guys
That
are
hasn't
jumping.
done much for the.
I watched the interview with the Uber guy and some other people talking about,
So
AI
give us some
not helping.
context for the Uber guy.
Like how they spent so much money on AI, it didn't help them. It cost them more time, and now they're having to backlog and hire more people or something like that. I was listening while doing 5 other things.
They spent a ton of money on. So just in context, Uber spent a bunch of money on AI, like a lot of companies, because they want their existing workforce to like learn how to use these tools.
Mhm.
It was part of it.
And they wanted to be able to fulfill orders, and like orders were falling off. AI wasn't.
Well, they're like, so what did we get for our spend? And then that was the question.
Yeah,
The
and
answer
like,
was not much.
well, and it's whether or not they didn't have proper safeguards in their system to make their orders, because I think that was the big problem. Is a lot of stores or this was the other one who dropped the big complaint was Pizza Hut, I think, or one of these big pizza chains forced all the franchises to use AI, and a lot of their orders were falling off too, and so people were suing. I think they're actively suing
Oh, really?
about
The
their
franchises?
AI use. So that might come into.
By the way, the same rule applies: garbage in, garbage out.
Yep, absolutely.
I mean, it's not the first time that there's been a failed software implementation. Let's
Like, how
not
many people
blame
use a hammer for
AI,
things other than
people
hammering nails?
implement a new database or a CRM or some kind of sales tool or something, and it doesn't work because the people inside the company don't know how to use it properly.
Not even necessarily inside the company. I think this is a fair argument that some benefits have been oversold by salespeople to companies, and so there's been a little like
I
people
don't
want to.
understand how AI has anything to do with ordering pizzas. Like, isn't that
Come on,
pretty
man.
basic? Like, you just order a pizza and it has certain toppings, and then the pizza order comes across and someone makes it. Is there a robot making the pizza? Like, how does that even go wrong? I haven't read that story, but I saw the headline.
Shingo
Why is
Pizza.
pizza? I mean, the franchisees are suing because they were forced to adopt something.
Yeah, something
And
with
it
their
didn't-
software was using AI and it was dropping orders. I think that was the big one.
Well, the other thing is AI is getting blamed for a lot of stuff right now.
Oh yeah.
Any
Well,
kind of software glitch now, it's like,
oh yeah, it is.
oh, AI,
Well, yeah, I think it was like their AI phone service that answered. So like whoever ran their phone service, that was where the real issue was.
Interesting.
Because it's taking the calls, taking the orders, and it's messing up the orders. It's like 3x anchovies, got it, or I don't know, right? What it is.
right.
I was gonna say I did talk one other
Basically hallucinating, right?
Yeah, I'm assuming, and
Unintended consequences.
Well, it's because they didn't have proper. Like I'm sure this is kind of relatively new news, or at least I think it is, because I only just heard about it, and I haven't done deep search into it. But I'm assuming somebody's going to dive into it and be like, yeah, because you didn't have any kind of backup guardrails to verify. You didn't have like if you're doing an enterprise level that scale, you better have your own server model that's working being at least vetted by another AI.
well, like
right?
nobody wants to test anything anymore. They just throw it out in the
Push
field.
it to prod.
They
Baby.
forgot to text the order back to the user as they took it down and be like,
That's
"Oh, that's
the
not what it's not what I ordered. I didn't ask for 3x anchovies. Let me call back the restaurant and tell them to
Well,
fix it."
and that's the other thing is you can't call the restaurant, right?
Well, you could talk to the agent and be like, "I
The
didn't
first
ask
2 or
for
3 layers of all customer service seem to be AI right now.
Yeah, that's true. I would say one other one I talked to somebody about. Now they're not this isn't like super public, but I met somebody who manages all of the Northern California state parks, like water level manage, or like they handle all the fish migration and checking chemical levels in the water from different types of
Love
runoff,
that. Yeah.
and they're using AI to read all that data as well to know when to like add more water or however it works.
Right.
I don't know the
But we're
full scale.
defunding those. So
Oh, that's fair. So never mind.
it's like all this,
Or just rerouting all the water to
it's all the
LA or
climate
something.
change stuff. So they're like, wow, get rid of those sensors now.
California's got plenty of water. Send it out from down here.
If we can parse that data now, we better get rid of the data collection.
Oh, dang it. Okay.
I mean, there's countless things, but in context, it only matters to the people that it matters to. That's why it's hard to choose one
Fair.
thing, right?
That's
You
why
could
we're
be
gonna
like,
make it.
we solve cancer, and be like, well, I don't have cancer.
Okay.
You know,
Fair enough.
My kids
That's
don't go to
fair.
that. I don't have kids.
let's,
why do I pay for school?
Before we
I
pivot,
don't have wildfires in my state.
wait, that's a.
I don't have trees.
Why
Why do I care
Why
about
don't you
wildfire?
solve the tornadoes? Come on.
That's a good point. We should do that. Before we pivot into others, we should come up with a name for the initiative to get people to give their pros and their good things about AI. We don't need to let them talk smack about it. It's all the log your wins.
No, you've already got it.
The AI for mankind,
Yeah.
like that. Okay,
AI
I'm gonna
is
do. I'm
good.
gonna put.
And then I'll do the AI against mankind.
Good,
Okay. Oh, we can do
good,
it.
good AI.
You could do that if you want. Well, I'll put the AI for the normal guy. I'll put.
Or there's AI for AI's
AI
sake.
for mankind.
Oh, there's like the one in between. AI for AI.
What you can do is you can ask AI to write a website and recursively update it with all of the good things that it's been doing,
Oh my goodness.
and then just
All right,
it's just can
log
run
it in there.
forever, right?
It's gonna have to go through. How much compute is this gonna cost me?
And then
Better use
also
the
there-
model.
there's have you guys seen you
You will
the
see
visual capitalists?
the hallucinations that AI makes up will be interesting. Be like, I got tired of searching the
I pulled
internet
it-
for results. I just started making up.
Grok's gonna say, I personally drug a guy out of the ocean.
I did it. Yeah, seriously.
So I think a funny experiment would be to make the website, but tell it not to go to the internet, but to like
Just make them up.
lower the temperature on like how accurate your data is, and then just have it make
No,
up
but-
the most outrageous things.
Okay,
It's a
but
Paul
this
Bunyan kind of
this
vibe or whatever.
is another point, is that there are those people that will do these things. And the question is how much are we gonna
Add a
have
source.
are we gonna have good guys chasing the bad guys, or are we just gonna let the bad guys do their thing because the other guys are making tons of money?
I don't know what you just said.
My point is here's my point. I don't think the public trusts, and fair or unfair, trusts these companies to be as altruistic as they claim,
I don't trust these companies
because social media kind of screwed us all, telling us how great it was going to be, and really all they care about is the clicks, you know.
well,
And kids be damned, everybody be damned. Because if you let them,
There's
I have
only
I have two
progress.
kids. If you let them, they'll spend 16 hours a day scrolling. If you let them. And the problem is there's a lot of parents that don't have the time or the means or even the technical knowledge to prevent that.
at least they're not playing Roblox.
Or they're playing Roblox. And the social media companies know that little Johnny is scrolling for 16 hours, and they're not going to stop him.
Which is why a lot of other countries are like limiting screen time.
I mean, is that
by
not
law?
Facebook doesn't care if your kid scrolls 24 hours a day. They won't turn it off, and they can.
The algorithm runs out of things to show them.
That was an old
I'm fairly certain that's the case.
that was an old fiber optic commercial. The guy had the fastest internet, and he goes, "The internet, I finished it."
I finish it.
That used to be a thing.
I know,
You could
but I'm
finish
just
it.
saying. So just there's some people that are a little skeptical of these companies saying they're doing this for the benefit of humanity. That's all.
Yeah.
I'm ready for the benefits.
Well, let's find out. We'll make a
Speaking of benefits, Mythos. Mythos is out.
ish.
This was the the Mythos that was too powerful to let loose. So they managed to put a bridle on it.
Oh yeah, it's like severely bridled
They put a collar on Mythos.
shot collars.
Right.
Mhm.
Although that also means that there's a collarless Mythos.
Yeah, that they're letting all the big guys who already have all the money use to do the cool things and come up with real scientific advancements because they're not
Is that
gonna
what they're coming up with?
dude,
Or are they
there's
bombing girls'
they're
schools
not
still?
well, they don't want people to make biological weapons or something, but at the same time,
They're building the
there is
capability to build.
absolutely, like, the government, going like, "Yeah, you can't just let every little lab out there have access to this kind of power that is gonna be able to just subvert all of the." I think there's I'm worried, and I hope it's not the case, but I think it's more likely that this all-powerful, unbridled version of this model is gonna be used to just continue to grow and line further the pockets and of those, big guys and big pharma, big whatever. And,
Winsler, Mythos, go.
You mean Fable 5?
I'm sorry, Fable 5.
Mythos is not available to us, so
Right, Fable 5.
I think it has an overly zealous safety filter. So you might get accused of biological warfare while making a chocolate cake recipe, according to one Reddit post I read. So,
Yeah,
so
well, you came up with an example of somebody already jailbreaking it.
yeah, there's a group or individual on Twitter to follow if you like this thing called Pliny the Liberator.
It's got a local
A
angle
little
to
bit
it.
of local angle with Pliny there, but it took him like a day or day and a half to liberate Fable 5 and start getting it to telling you how to make methamphetamines and stuff like that. So
Yeah. He's
I-
broken every model
I don't.
to date that I know of, or like almost everyone.
I will say this though. Again, I'm a show me guy. So if it like make the meth and give it to some meth heads and let's
Damn.
like. I'm just saying, if you're gonna say it told you how to make meth, how do I know it didn't tell you how to make
Yeah, is this
frosting?
Walter White meth or is this like
Right.
original Pinkman meth?
Is that not a fair? See, these are the questions I'm here to ask.
I think
Is that not a fair question? So somebody claim because I'm so fucking sick of internet claims that are total horseshit, whether it's AI or not.
mhm.
Like show me.
so
So somebody snort that meth and tell me that it's meth. I guess you could test it too.
I'm pretty sure you could chemically.
The cops
See
have
it
a
and be
kit
like-
in the trunk to
I'm sure somebody could be like, "Yeah, that looks right." Who actually
have the
knows.
cops put it in their thing and they shake it and show me that it turns red. I don't want to hear some claim because AI will tell you whatever you want to hear.
Yeah, I think the hallucinations on these bigger models are so less frequent.
Is that fair, Lauren? I mean, like the guy said, it gave him a recipe for meth. Doesn't mean it was a good recipe or
I mean, he
even
shared-
necessarily.
He shared the screenshots, but it's you can chemically
So,
read the
like,
formula.
is it correct or not? The issue is whether the guardrails are working or whether you can get around the guardrails. So, like, you're basically saying the model's not actually doing what they say. You're still suspicious and saying that Mythos is not actually able to hack, software and come up with exploits. But meanwhile, it's largely agreed that Mythos level models do have that capability. They're sort of way better than the past models at like exploiting software and hacking and so forth.
This is a Mythos class model.
So now they say we're going to release it to the public, but we're going to put a lot of bumpers and guardrails on there so they can't start using it to hack. And the individual manages to subvert the guardrails and have Fable 5 explain to them how to root their Linux system or something like that. There's a couple examples in his Twitter post.
Better than meth, I think.
Right.
But
It's they're cut
Assuming
off.
that
There's screenshots that are cut off. It's not like he posted, here's this, but he got it to talk about the things that it's not supposed to talk about.
Where we
Right.
normally just interrupt it with a line. Yeah.
Normally, and so the general consensus is that they've sort of kneecapped the model and that it's kind of an underwhelming uh, release because of the guardrails they put on it. That you sort of bump into that every once in a while. You're using it, and then suddenly it's like we've dropped you to Opus 4.8. You know,
Well, to normal guy it. So is it a car capable of going 300 miles an hour that they've throttled down to 200 miles an hour, or is it re-engineered so it can never go more than 200 miles an hour?
It's like a tank.
No, like you know
I
how
think the
you know,
speed limiter is an
you know how
interesting idea.
well you know how
I like that. Yeah.
Teslas throttle the batteries in their cars, like every car's technically a long range model, and they limit the amount of battery capacity by software. And then they resell that later. So, and that's come up in the case
Sure.
of there's been a hurricane, and they'll disable that so people can have the extended range to get away. So my question is, like, is Mythos still fully capable, and they've like put a leash on it,
A bit more like that. Yeah.
or did they cut its feet off?
I think it is.
Is it a leash or a foot cutting?
I haven't spent I haven't spent any time using it this week
I
because
have used.
I don't have the token budget nor need. Plus, I was gone for part of the week. But I read that it's over eager.
Hmm.
Like it just feels too eager. I don't know what that means.
I think it
means something.
definitely builds products well when you've got builds the like structured plans and
Let's back up.
breaks
So
them out.
Mythos was created, and I have a limited knowledge of that, but I think the concern was that it was very good at finding exploits in legacy computer systems.
Mhm.
Weaknesses, it could basically hack legacy systems or find ways to hack legacy systems very quickly. And so what was not thought of as some systems that were thought safe were not. Fair?
Yes, that
Is
was
it-
definitely mentioned.
Um, so they're not going to, in other words, my feeling is they're not going to go backwards though, right?
No, I mean, but and this is just Anthropic's curbing. What's Google gonna do when their model is that level Mythos class?
Right.
And I like that. It makes me think of like fancy starships or something. This is a Mythos class model. Watch out.
But it all depends on the training too, right?
I mean, yeah, I think that the training, I'm so curious on that, like how they're going to continue, how they're going to keep pushing the training more
Lauren,
forward.
do you ever watch Star Trek?
I used to, yeah.
Were you a Trekkie? Next Generation?
I wouldn't consider myself a Trekkie, but I watched a lot of reruns.
Did you ever see the one where they tell the computer of the Enterprise to create a adversary equal to Commander Data
Mm,
in the holodeck? His his Sherlock Holmes.
yeah, definitely.
You saw that one?
Doesn't it hack the
It
ship and do all
sounds like
kinds of
something, yeah.
Yeah. And so what happens is basically it jailbreaks the ship's computer in the holodeck, and it creates a agent. Would that be fair?
Sure.
To compete with to be a criminal to Mr. Data's Sherlock Holmes. And in the end, essentially they do like a form of prompt injection
Mhm.
to trap it inside of its own little closed system, and then they all can escape.
Yeah, I remember that one. That was a good episode.
It's a good episode. But
Next
what I'm
Gen
sa-
had some really good episodes.
what I'm saying is like I could see Mythos. It really all depends on the training data too, you know.
yeah, I think. I mean, I'm so unsure about where it goes from here. Like, I
Okay,
just needed to make that next step. I think
So smart
we're
people,
right at the cusp.
explain a model to me. What are the components of a model?
I mean, the parameters on its training data in general, like how far, like how much capability. I don't know the full text, like on how much compute they actually
what's the
have on
stack
the
of a
back end.
model? You know,
A bunch of freaking servers with a lot of compute. I mean, I would love to know more about that. I should probably do some research. On
what's
that,
a model,
you know?
Windsor?
You can't answer that right now.
But what's in the stack, right? Like there's an algorithm, right? There's the logic. There's a logic software piece. There's the computing for the logic to be able to process.
Yeah, the way it pulls uses natural language to pull in from whatever you feed it is like a predictive model, right? It uses your words to predict where to find the information, and it starts there, I guess.
And the
And it's like
model would also need to have like a multi-threading kind of capability to, like a newer model would be able to run more threads, right?
I'm not a like an AI engineer in that
So
scope.
I think the thing it's it's got more parameters in its training set. In other words, it's bigger, right? In other words, without
More
going to the
context.
internet and looking for things, it will give you more output.
Mm.
So it's that it's big, bigger is better. So
Yeah,
But
but
the
it's like
question, so
bigger compute,
like the
different.
question is if, and I'm using terms that are not going to be using like real world terms and probably getting them completely wrong.
Sure.
But if you're using Opus to build Mythos, um, the fuck does that mean?
so
And when you get to the later phases of it, so basically what you're saying is just it'll recursively improve itself.
you're using distillation and synthetic data to train the next model. So you're sort of you're asking the old model, what do you know? And then downloading it, downloading that and then uploading it into the new model, and then asking the old model, to help me create data to train on. All right. In other words, they're no longer just ingesting the world's knowledge and the internet and so forth. They're synthetically creating more stuff. So to take coding for an example, right? If more example code is needed to train the model to make it better at writing code, then you have the thing write code that works and have it train on that code. In other words, like the I think the distillation and the uh, uh, data, synthetic data trading sets are kind of the thing that are different as you go from model to model. So, I mean, DeepSeek made it was famous for distillation. They basically, were pummeling OpenAI,
Bombarding him with requests. Yeah.
downloading it requests, and spent millions of dollars, like essentially downloading its knowledge, right? Um, Programmatically, and then generating a data set to train DeepSeek on.
Hmm.
And so much so that you could ask DeepSeek, who are you? And it would say it was OpenAI. So,
Right. Right.
right. So I mean, I'm sure
Yeah,
there's,
but I'm also sure more compute is going into them as well. Bigger server racks to run them.
yeah,
More. I mean, there's a reason why Nvidia's valuation is flying through the roof because they need this level. So when they can, the the model may be bigger, have bigger parameter, but they're starting with the newest server rack from NVIDIA. The space it takes up is coming down. The power it's requiring to run is actually coming down, but then they get more to fill in the space. So the
Right.
models can get bigger and better and better and have a bigger context window, flow more data. You have millions and millions and
So
millions
it's
of
like
people
there's a new
using
Moore's law, but for AI.
the pull.
I mean, presumably there's,
Because
optimizations in
we
the
capped on Moore's law,
algorithms and
right?
code and so
Moore's law is
forth.
no longer a thing, right?
Oh, is Moore's law no longer a thing?
Like they finally bailed on
I
that.
think it kind of broke a few years back.
Yeah,
The
it broke.
whole the
theory.
inability to like get the semiconductors any smaller. So,
Yeah.
um,
The halving and doubling.
and
So what's the new version of that? I don't know.
well, there was a Moore's law for AI. What was that?
I remember hearing about that. Yeah,
But I don't know that that's even correct. So it was sort of speculative. So
I'm just, for those listening, we're gonna inject right now our previous conversation about SpaceX,
okay. Yes.
starting now, and then we're gonna come back to. Now we're gonna go to what's
That-
left. What's another story we want to
Well, that
talk
was a
about?
real fun chat about SpaceX. Interesting. I was having so much fun with the good things. So my deep research finished for the good things AI did, and Google has removed 69 million pounds of plastic from the ocean because of AI. drone footage and reading and tracking the pathways that the plastic moves. Apparently, I haven't opened the link yet, so it says it. AI told me.
AI made up a story.
I don't know. So it says 63.9 million pounds. The ocean cleanup, and it's not Google, it's AWS. Sorry, forgive me, Google. I'll give you credit for
How
something.
that sounds like a lot of plastic, but
Sounds like
it's
I'm gonna-
not a lot. It doesn't. That's probably
Like
like a
globally?
little bit, like a drop in the ocean. So no pun intended.
Except
so.
for
It seems like a lot, but you're right. I don't know.
I'm
How much plastic is
How much plastic
I'm-
do we consume every year?
I'm gonna say that sounds like bullshit.
What?
It's not a lot of plastic, but it's a lot of plastic to collect and put somewhere.
Yeah, what do they do with it?
You know what I mean?
So how did the plastic get there to begin with? I feel like
Yeah.
I feel like we need to make some predictions and then wrap this up. Did you you forgot to hit record, didn't you?
Oh God, I hope not. And we're recording in 2 places, so
Beautiful.
the predictions this week.
SpaceX IPO is lower 1 week from now than it is today. Sorry.
Oh, that's a good
Oh,
one.
we're doing it next week. Hell yeah. Lower? Well, I'm gonna counter it. I won't.
You're talking about the
I'm,
total
I
valuation.
disagree. Is this a prediction? Agree, disagree kind of thing?
No, I
Because,
don't
like,
care.
okay,
about
well, I
this
disagree.
prediction.
I have to now because of that. I hope
You-
not. I totally
yes.
think it may fail. I think. See, model releases are so finicky and boring now, but I think they. Well, right now they're going to cut Fable off from the subscription, and I think that somebody is going to do something bad with Fable between now and this week, maybe publicly.
Wow.
I think that would be interesting. People are doing crazy things. So if it's
Something bad.
Something bad.
something bad,
Something bad.
something not just jailbreaking for fun, to make math.
Something
Somebody's going to
hackery.
find something hackery, some big hack on some big company.
Like that's one thing you haven't heard of is nobody's used Claude to like steal 10 million bucks or something.
Yeah.
But then would they advertise it if they did?
Well,
I think they would.
yeah.
I think Anthropic would be like, fuck yeah. Somebody used Claude to steal 10 million bucks.
They'd be like, "This is the positive news we need."
This could be you.
I need to make the good site, but
Predictions? Gosh.
now we're doing week predictions. Would be a lockdown.
Yeah, I'm going to pass this week.
Okay.
Nothing's coming to mind.
I predict I'll have a prediction next week.
Okay. Next week, the letter, more good things about AI. We're going to really, really try to find good things.
Yep.
And
My goal is to get people to submit.
if you want to find Shane, you can find him at ideasrealized.com. Lauren Winsler,
Don't find me.
don't find him. He's on LinkedIn. And then myself, Phil Ibarlaza, you can find me at getphilly.com.
Get Philly.
Until
All right.
next week.
Ciao. So like it's like
Isn't
such
that
a
wild?
psychology or something. There's so much weird psychology. AI is really good at psychology and manipulation too, and helping get.
That's comforting.
It is. It's really good.
Which is
Helping
why
you pick where to market.
Which is why are they so fucking bad then at their PR, Winsler?
These companies, yeah, maybe they need to use their models more.
I guarantee you they're spending a lot of money on trying to get the good news out.
I want to
Ain't
see some
working.
good news. I'm gonna do it. We're gonna make it.
Because if I'm,
Oh my goodness.
and Trump's the master of this shit, but if I'm Dario Franchitti or whatever the Anthropic guy is, it's a race car driver. But like if I call up TechCrunch
Mhm.
and we talk, like I'm going to get my message out instantly and broadly. Charger. But I guess they've been trying to scare people for so long. It's hard to roll that back, you know?
You have an extra charger by chance?
Yeah.
USB-C. Did not bring one, and my phone's gonna totally die. Just gonna make it really hard to Uber
Your
home.
phone-